Hello everyone. Did you miss me? Well, guess what? I'm back! Video number 2, my Will-Ditorial for this week. Actually, well, I guess it'll either be this week or next week. I don't know yet. I don't run things. That's Sir Owen's call.
It'll be later in the week, folks. Trust me.
Anyway,
one coming up today.
Last time I was here, very late into the morning, it's more so my fault because, I got here late because I had some other things to do. But anyway.
So many technical issues.
Yes, and we had YouTube issues.
That was bad.
I talked about Rocko's Modern Life, so I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And today, I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you can see the shirt I'm wearing, this is a shirt I picked up at FYE. It's Batman Arkham City. And I'm sure you guys have heard, like I have, about the new Batman game that's slated to come out October 25th called Batman Arkham Origins. Before I delve into that, I want to give kind of a recap, a little history of the first two games. Now, I'm a big Batman fan. I've been a Batman fan since I was 3 years old. Sir Owen's a Batman fan.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the 66 TV series because he's nuts. Because
they're awesome.
And he likes to be Robin, but
Yes. Hot Topic now selling 66 merchandise as
really?
Officially of today.
Of course, no one cares about Robin anyway.
Yes,
but that's
they
a different
do.
issue for another day. But anyway, Batman is a character that's had a very long comic book history. Great animated history, great movie history. His video game history has been a little sketchy. There have been multiple games across multiple platformers, and a lot of them have not been the best. I remember the first Batman game I had was Return of the Joker for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Never did beat the fucking thing. Tried, could never beat it. It pissed me off to no end. And then later, when I got the PS2, I got Batman Vengeance, which was basically an extension of the animated series with Mark Hamill voicing the Joker, Kevin Conroy voicing Batman, and that was a lot of fun. And to me, that was a great Batman game because the graphics were great too. And then you had Batman Rise of Sensu, which was a sort of a brawling kind of platforming game where you could get combos and that kind of thing. But it was still fun because it was still done in the animated series style. And then the only other Batman game that I can recall that I liked was Batman Returns, which, was sort of based, it was for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and it was sort of based on the movie. You had to go through different stages. It was basically just a beat-em-up, you would punch clowns in the face, and, you would battle Penguin and Catwoman. Catwoman, fucking annoying, that stupid fucking whip, I hated that! I mean, God!
But wait a minute, you said you like Batman Returns. What do you think of the original Batman game? I remember playing it and never being able to get past the first round.
I never did play it.
Level, not the round.
I never played it.
Really?
For whatever reason, I've seen copies of it, but I never played it, and I don't know why, I just never got around to it. But, so like I said, Batman's video game history a little sketchy, but then, we've taken great leaps and bounds in technology in video games, and finally in 2009, a little studio, I'm not sure if Rocksteady was independent, but I know that they hadn't really, I don't think at this point they had taken on a major franchise. Little studio based out of the UK, Rocksteady Studios, was handed the reins of the Batman franchise, and they created Arkham Asylum. And I remember when I heard about this game at first, I was excited and I was scared because knowing Batman's video game history, I was a little leery. I was like, oh, well, I don't know if this is... But the trailers and everything made just, the game looked awesome. And Rocksteady had, really a great respect for the Batman mythos and great attention to detail, too. So anyway, 2009 hits and that game comes out. As a matter of fact, Sir Owen's bringing up the original Batman game right now on his TV computer, which it's nice to see Michael Keaton back in the Batsuit again, and I realize I'm looking away from the camera, but I was looking up to see what he was doing, so...
NESforever.com. You can play any of the old Nintendo games. And I don't know if it covers anything else other than Nintendo, but it's just Nintendo. Yeah, it's regular Nintendo, and you can play them all on your computer, on your laptop or your desktop.
Yeah, so if you guys want to go play Mario again, there you go. But anyway, that's not what this tutorial is about. Anyway, Arkham Asylum came out in 2009, and basically the premise was Batman has cleaned up Gotham City. The Joker is the last villain to be taken to Arkham Asylum. Everybody else is already locked away. They're in the asylum, and Batman is escorting the Joker back to Arkham. And Batman feels a little apprehensive because he realizes that the way he captured the Joker was a little too easy, and Joker kind of gave himself up. And you kind of, when the first time you play it, you kind of think that maybe there's a larger plan, but you don't really know at first. So, and it's pretty much, reference, Batman showing off his detective skills when, Joker is being put on the gurney and he's being strapped down and he's like, "Not so tight, boys, you'll crease the suit. Gotta say, it's good to be back." And Batman tells Warden Sharp, "Warden, something's not right. I'm going with him." So Batman walks into the asylum, and you immediately see Rocksteady's attention to detail, as you pass through different levels, like the decontamination unit, the pacification chamber, all these different areas. You see, wow, Rocksteady's really done a great job with the detail. You really feel like you're inside Arkham Asylum. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's, you see all the cells and all the other stuff. You've got they have these televisions all throughout the asylum where the Joker taunts you throughout the whole game. So, and the thing about it is that you're actually on Arkham Island, so not only do you have the asylum, but you've got the medical facility, you've got the caves that you can explore, you've got a visitor center, you've got, the pacification chamber. All of these are different sections on the island. They're all split up into Arkham Island North, East, West, and I don't think there's a South in there because that would just be silly. But
put you in the water too.
Yeah, that would also put you in the water, and you are surrounded by water. And if you look out, there's a lighthouse. If you look out, you can see Gotham City. You just can't get to it, but you can see it, and you can see Wayne Tower too. You can see Wayne Enterprises, which is cool. But anyway, so Batman is escorting Joker through the asylum, and Joker, his big plan is that he wanted Batman to take him back to Arkham, and he's going to lead this mass breakout of all the inmates, and all of Batman's major villains are here. Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, the Scarecrow, Joker, obviously. You see the ventriloquist. You see Scarface. So you don't actually see the actual ventriloquist, but you do see Scarface. You have other villains that are referenced: Penguin, Catwoman, Two-Face. The Riddler taunts you through the whole game because he forces you to find all these challenges and solve all these riddles, and there's 240 of them. And then, that's a lot of fun too because you have to kind of, and as you continue figuring these out, the Riddler's like, "How are you doing this? Are you cheating? You must be cheating." And you get to hear interview tapes and get insights into how all of the what the villain's thinking is in these patient interviews. Killer Croc is there, Bane is there, so you've got all of the crazies in one place, and it's really a lot of fun. But the story is basically centered around Joker leading the mass breakout, and as referenced by after he breaks out of his as he's being escorted back to his cell, he tells Batman, "Welcome to the madhouse, Batman! I set a trap, and you sprang it gloriously! Now let's get this party started." And so you go through the asylum, battling all of, all the members of the Rogues Gallery, and, taking them all on. And but there's also an interesting subplot where the Joker wants this formula called Titan, which was developed by one of the Arkham doctors named Dr. Penelope Young, and it's basically, you guys know about Bane and his Venom compound that, turns him into like a big hulking kind of brute, kind of, like Hulk smash. Well, this compound is basically sort of the same thing, except instead of turning you into a big hulking brute, this turns you into a giant monster. So, you've got scales coming out of your back and all this stuff, and you're endowed with superhuman strength, and Batman has to battle these Titan henchmen, which are basically the Joker's henchmen that he experiments on throughout the game. And, they charge at you, and they can, hit you with their, claw-like hands and everything. And you have to throw batarangs at them to disorient them. And you can, use them to hit other henchmen, because you can get on their backs and ride on them, and you can hit other henchmen or hit the other Titan henchmen with them. But basically, Joker wants to create an army of these monsters and send them, traipsing through Gotham and destroying everything. And you figure that out later in one of his patient interview tapes, because he talks to Penelope Young, and he uses one of his oldest aliases, a Mr. White. Gee, isn't that convenient? And you hear his explanation. He's like, "Hello, Doc. We need to talk." And she's like, "Wait, how do you have access to a phone?" And he's like, "I just hate tight enclosed spaces. Reminds me of my childhood. So, I want my monsters." And she's like, but I gave you back the money. I don't want anything to do with it." And he's like, "Do I look like I care about money? I just want my monsters, Doc. And if I don't get them, well, then it won't be funny." And then the call ends. All these interview tapes are very chilling, but they give really great insight. You've got interview tapes with Joker, Riddler, Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn before she became Harley Quinn, so when she was Dr. Harleen Quinzel, Killer Croc, and as I said, other villains are referenced, like, Mr. Freeze is referenced because you see his cell at one point. And anyway, so you have to stop the Joker and all the other inmates, and also, stop the Titan formula from, reaching Gotham. And Joker is pumping the Titan formula through Gotham's, water supply. He's using, the bay to sort of transport the Titan, and they're in these crates. So at the end of the game, Joker shoots himself with the formula, and he tells Batman, he's like, "I just wanted to bring down your grim facade and let you see the world as I see it, giggling in a corner and bleeding, but you denied me even that, and so I have nothing else to live for." And he shoots himself in the chin with the formula, and Commissioner Gordon is sort of the special guest referee for this fight to the death between two freaks, as Joker puts it. And so you're on the rooftop of the visitor center, and there's a mural of the Joker painted on the floor, which is really cool. And you've got Jack Ryder's news helicopter, filming all the footage, and Joker gets distracted, and he's like, "Is that Jack Ryder's news chopper I see?" And so after you're busy battling his thugs, after you take them out, you use your bat claw, yank the Joker down, and you kind of, punch him a couple of times, and then the very end of the game, not trying to spoil anything for those of you that haven't played it, but if you haven't played it by now, come on. You've had to have played it by now. Batman sprays explosive gel on his glove, and, he kind of delivers a falcon punch to the Joker's face, kind of, and Joker tells him, "I can take it. I can take anything you throw at me, Bats. Ready for the next round?" And Batman tells him, "Always." "What?" "I'll never let you win. Never." And then you see Batman punch Joker, and the explosive gel explodes, knocks Batman back, Joker gets knocked out, and then later, the last cutscene is, you see, Jim Gordon, who played a sort of a semi-role in the game, because Joker had sent these bombs to Gotham, and it turned out that the bombs were nothing more than marzipan and kittens, and Batman, knew it was just a diversion, and that the real action was taking place on the island. So, that's why he's the world's greatest detective, folks. Anyway, so at the end, he said, Jim Gordon's like, all of the Titan-enhanced inmates, they're returning to normal. And so, and he said, although for some the process is a little bit more painful than it is for others, referring to the Joker, who's, at this point on a gurney and, a straitjacket, and you see him go, and his teeth are all, knocked out and all this, because Batman gave him a hellacious beating. And then the game ends where, Jim Gordon tells Batman, go take a rest, you deserve it. And then all of a sudden you hear over his police band, Gordon's police radio, all units, Harvey Dent seen robbing the Second National Bank, and then Batman says, stay safe, Jim. Gets in the Batplane, speeds off to Gotham City to go take care of Two-Face, and that sort of leads us into the next game. But before you put in that next game and play, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land, there's actually 3 different levels for Arkham Asylum. Easy, normal, and hard. And each one reveals a different ending of, you see this cutscene at the end, Batplane zooming overhead, you see a container of Titan floating in Gotham Bay, and a hand comes up and grabs it. Depending on which level of the game you finish, easy, normal, or hard, it's a different hand. It's either Bane's hand, Killer Croc's hand, or Scarecrow's hand. So it kind of led to some interesting questions into the next game, which brings me to Arkham City. Arkham City was the direct sequel to Arkham Asylum. It sort of made everything bigger and better than its predecessor, because there were certain things that you can do in Arkham City that you can't do in Arkham Asylum. Like, for example, Batman has like a dive bomb thing, so you can dive and then, pull up and glide. You couldn't do that in Arkham Asylum, and the gliding mechanics were a bit more kind of rigid. Arkham City, it's kind of a bit more fluid. Batman's combat is pretty much the same, except now you can incorporate more gadgets into combat this time around in Arkham City. And of course, the Riddler is back in this with a whopping 430 Riddler challenges for you to solve, including, puzzles and, stories and, finding Riddler trophies. So you get to hunt those down. And our main adversary in Arkham City is a little bit different. It's Hugo Strange. And for those of you that know Hugo Strange, you know that he is one of the few people that figures out Bruce Wayne is actually Batman. And so, with the help of Quincy Sharp, who's now Mayor Quincy Sharp after, resigning his position as Warden of Arkham Asylum, Hugo Strange comes up with the brilliant idea to build a sprawling mega-prison in a section of Gotham City. So a section of the city is completely walled off, and all of the inmates are inside this mega-prison. And they've taken over different sections of the city. Two-Face is in there. He's in the Solomon Lane courthouse. He has his own thugs that wear masks. The Penguin has taken over. He's got his Iceberg Lounge in there, but he's also got the Gotham Museum, where he is a collector of certain items. Those being, he has a member of Talia's Elite Guard. He's got display cases that have Mr. Zsasz, who was also in Arkham Asylum. I forgot to mention that one. He's got display cases for, the Scarface, the ventriloquist dummy is in there in one of these cases. He's got a case for Batman, a case for Bruce Wayne, a case for the Joker, Harley Quinn. He's kidnapped Mr. Freeze. So he's a collector of sorts. And there's a long-standing feud between the Wayne family and the Cobblepot family that's revealed during the game in the through the Arkham stories. So be sure to collect all those, and it's a 5-part thing, so you can read all the different versions. But you've got Poison Ivy, who's sort of taken over a sort of an abandoned section of the. I don't want to say the docks, but it's sort of, she's hypnotized a few henchmen to sort of guard her little lair. You've got the Joker, who probably has the biggest chunk of the city taken over. He has the entire Sionis steel mill. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, Sionis is a reference to Roman Sionis, who is a.k.a. Black Mask, who we will get to in just a little bit with Arkham Origins. But so all of the villains are in there, and they're all fighting for territory, and, Batman has to go in and stop them. And at the beginning of the game, you're Bruce Wayne, you're kidnapped by Hugo Strange, and, you have to, you get you get the Batsuit delivered to you in a really cool way, and it's just, there are more things you can do. You've got a lot of side quests. You've got a side quest with Bane, with the Titan formula, Azrael from the Nightfall comics, Jean Paul Valley, who, only this one's not Jean Paul Valley, this is somebody different, but Azrael is in there. You've got Mr. Zaz, has his own side quest. The Riddler, of course, has his own side quest, and he dares you to find all of his challenges. He dares you. But you get to punch him in the face at the end, so that's pretty cool. It's a cutscene, but you still get to punch him in the face. It's pretty friggin' badass, too, I have to say. And then you've got Mr. Freeze has his own sort of side quest, and then you have to save several political prisoners that are, that have been locked in the city by Hugo Strange, and you've got Ra's al Ghul, not Ra's al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul. It's pronounced Ra's al Ghul. And Talia's in there, and of course, you've got Harley, and it wouldn't be complete without Mr. J. So yes, the Joker is in there, and oddly enough, the Joker is actually the main adversary in this one too. And you've got, let's just say there are two Jokers in this game. There's the real Joker, and then who's sick and dying from the Titan strain, as induced by the last game. And then there's Clayface pretending to be a healthy Joker. So it makes for some very interesting, it kind of makes you go, wow, what the fuck? That was the first reaction I had when I played it. But anyway, it's bigger, it's better, and, it basically centers around Hugo Strange, being obsessed with, breaking Batman and wanting to, take over as, sort of Batman's superior, and you have to stop this thing called Protocol 10, which is basically, if I haven't, it's been a while since I played the game, so I can't remember everything as well as I had if I had actually just, played the game not long ago. But it's basically sort of a just a ploy that Strange uses to get Batman to stop him. But the whole thing was actually masterminded. Arkham City, we're led to believe it was masterminded by Hugo Strange and Quincy Sharp. It was actually Ra's al Ghul. It was Ra's al Ghul's idea to build the prison in the city and lock all of the inmates in there, knowing that Batman would stop them. But the Joker kind of trumps what Ra's does, because, Ra's impales himself with a sword and kills himself, but we all know Ra's al Ghul's immortal. He can't die anyway. So, it was Ra's idea, but the Joker plays the biggest role, because Joker sends Batman for a cure to find a cure for his Titan strain. And he said, I had our cold-hearted friend Mr. Freeze making it, but he's gone dark on me. And the Joker has kidnapped Nora Freeze, Freeze's wife. And all that Freeze wants is to get his wife back. So Batman takes a sample of Ra's blood, gives it to Freeze, and says, here, make the cure. And not to be knock on Batman or anything, but Batman's kind of a dick in this game. He really is. He's just kind of, he's just kind of an asshole. But it's cool because, he doesn't have time to mess around, which is great. And Joker, he does get the cure, but at the end of the game, he stabs Batman on the shoulder, and Batman, drops the cure, and Joker's on the floor licking it up, and he's like, are you happy now? You want to know something funny? Even after everything you've done, I still would have saved you. And that's a reference to Batman saying, to Joker, when you break out of Arkham, people die. I stop you, you'll just break out and do it again. And Joker's like, think of it as a running gag. And that's when he stabs Batman in the shoulder. Batman drops the cure. So Joker basically dies laughing. How fitting. So, and then the final scene of the game that you see is Batman carrying Joker's body out of the Monarch Theater, where, was the very site where a young Bruce Wayne, at 8 years old, saw the mark of Zorro and it was behind the alley in that theater, Crime Alley, where his parents were murdered. So that's a pretty important, bit of history there. Batman carries Joker's body out, lays it on a cop car, on a police cruiser, and Commissioner Gordon's like, "Batman, what happened?" He gets no response. Game ends. Well, Rocksteady, in their genius, added some downloadable content. You get to play Harley Quinn's Revenge, which takes place 2 weeks after the events of the main campaign in the game, and you get to play as Robin.
Very nice. Which version of Robin?
The Tim Drake version of Robin.
Nice.
And Robin wears a hood and everything, so he's very. But if you have the alternate skins, you can play as the animated series Robin, which is what I like to do. So
Nice.
The replay value in the game is great. There are a lot of challenge rooms. You have New Game Plus, where you can play the main campaign again, but you have all of Batman's combat upgrades and his gadgets. And you get a trophy for that, too. So it has more replay value than what Asylum did. But anyway, Harley Quinn's Revenge takes place 2 weeks after the main story. And basically, Batman has been captured by Harley Quinn because Harley has taken control of the steel mill again, and she's holed up in the docks, and she's taken some of Gordon's cops hostage, and Batman goes in to save them. And Harley, of course, blames Batman for the death of her puddin', and so Batman, goes in and he gets shot, and he's in a room that's like this big shrine to the Joker. There's this really big mechanical Joker holding Batman inside what kind of looks like a hamster ball. But it's really... And so you as Robin have to go in and rescue Batman, but at the same time, but you get to alternate between the two. You get to play as both Batman and as Robin, which is really cool. So you get to see the differences in their styles and how they deal with things and everything. And, Robin's actually fun to play with, I'm not going to lie. He's a little bit, since he's younger, he's a little quicker than Batman is. He's a little more agile, but, you still get to play as the goddamn Batman. So, that's pretty cool. But anyway... So you go in, that's basically the main gist of it, to rescue Batman. But it's really cool because it kind of really picks up where the game left off. Harley has dyed her hair black, she's in mourning, she's upset, and when the first cutscene that you have is one of Joker's thugs is watching a television monitor, and the Joker is on the monitor and he's repeating himself. "You left me to die. You left me to die," which is a reference to another Easter egg found in the game in the main story. And so, and then Robin crashes through the window, puts him through the television screen, and you get to beat up thugs. But as you're going through this, you see all of these robots from Wonder Tower in the game next to these mannequins of the Joker, and they have TV screens for heads. And when you go up to the mannequins, you can hear the Joker laughing. It's really creepy. It sends chills down your spine. And then when you get back into the steel mill and you go to the loading bay where Joker's office is, you see all of these pregnancy tests laying on the floor. Because it's implied in the game, in one of the Easter eggs, that Harley Quinn is pregnant with the Joker's child. Anyway, you see all these pregnancy tests on the floor, and they're all sort of, kind of like false positives. In the crib is the Scarface dummy, made up to look like the Joker. It's really fucking creepy. It's so disturbing. And then, in different areas of the, that you go through as Robin, you see, like in the, when you get to the Joker's shrine room, you see all of these murals on the wall that Harley has done in crayon, saying, when Mr. J comes back to life, we're going to be one big happy family, and all this other stuff, and, Joker coming up out of a coffin and, drilling Batman full of holes and everything, and, you've got pictures of the Joker, and, things on the wall saying, you're next, B-Man, and all this other stuff, so it's really disturbing. But the end of the game ends where, Batman does get away, and he thinks that Robin has perished inside the building because Harley has placed bombs to explode throughout the building, and but moral of the story: Batman and Robin, both survive. But the ending of the main story and of Arkham and of Harley Quinn's revenge in Arkham City has a very psychological, profound impact on Batman, because he's lost his greatest foe. He's lost the as the Joker said to Batman in The Dark Knight, "You complete me." So Batman has sort of lost the yin to his yang, so to speak, and but it's both games are so great, and you've got Kevin Conroy reprising his role as Batman for both games, the ever wonderful Mark Hamill voicing the Joker again. That was great to hear him as the Joker again, and to me, it's two of his best performances as the Joker of all time, I think, in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. And you get subtle nods to the animated series and to there are a ton of Easter eggs spread throughout both games. It would take a while for me to go through all of them, but both games are tremendously fun. You've got challenge rooms, you've got plenty of trophies, you've got New Game Plus in Arkham City, you've got replay value, you've got all of these pieces of concept art you can find throughout the game. Oh, and there's also in the game, I forgot to mention, Solomon Grundy is also in the game. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. He's under the Iceberg Lounge, and it's sort of a surprise that Penguin has in store for Batman. So after the game, a lot of fans had questions like, where's Rocksteady going to take the next game? Well, it turns out that a new studio called WB Montreal, who did the Armored Edition of Arkham City for the Wii U, which is basically just a rehash of the game, except Batman has an armored suit with some, extra stuff from Lucius Fox. They're going to be doing a prequel to the game called Batman Arkham Origins, and this is sort of set in Gotham City at Christmas time, and you're basically a younger, inexperienced version of Batman, and 8 of the world's deadliest assassins have been sent to kill you, and you have to fight them off. Black Mask, Roman Sionis, is the main villain. He's, running Gotham's mob. So this is very early in Batman's career. This is sort of Batman year 1, year 2, kind of. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are sort of issues 500, 600 in continuity, and this is sort of like issues 3 or 4. So you're very young starting out. Not much has really been known about the game. There was a standee that revealed maybe some of the other villains. We might get Scarecrow, Dark Knight Rises inspired Bane, obviously the Joker. I don't know if Mark Hamill will be reprising his role, but this is several years before the events of Asylum and Arkham City. So there's no Wonder Tower. There's even though Wonder Tower was supposed to have been there years before Bruce Wayne even became Batman. So, but it's not being developed by Rocksteady Studios, which I don't know why, because my feeling is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's done by WB Montreal, and I have nothing against Canadians. I love Canadians. I do. Trish Stratus is a Canadian. I love Canadians. Just saying. Yeah, there's my odd segue. Anyway, I will say this, though. Warner Brothers has this horrible, horrible fucking habit of ruining a good thing. The Batman franchise with nipples on the Batsuit, that's one example. The fact that they want a Justice League movie to compete with Avengers, that's another example. Warner Brothers fucks things up. I don't know why, but whenever they get a little bit of success, they just do. They fuck things up. I don't understand why.
Unless it's Harry Potter.
Well, yes, that's true. So I'm hoping that Warner Brothers will not fuck this up. And WB Studios Montreal has I think they have a firm grasp on what they're doing, and they've got Rocksteady's blessing. And recently, I think just a couple days ago, I woke up and I went to the bathroom. That's all you guys really need to know. And I was on my phone, and I happened to watch there was a teaser trailer for Arkham Origins, and it's Batman fighting Deathstroke, who we all know as Slade Wilson in the comic books. And it was just 39 seconds, but it was actually pretty badass, and it sort of renewed my faith in this studio to helm this project. So, and again, not really much is known about it except for Black Mask will be the villain. It takes place at Christmas time. You know, Jim Gordon is Captain Gordon. He's not Commissioner Gordon yet. You know, the Gotham City Police really don't know what to make of you, and, you know, they're corrupt, and, you know, they're coming after you as well. You're battling 8 of the world's deadliest assassins. So, and you know, for this to all take place on Christmas, it's pretty interesting. So, you know, there will be a lot of snow, and there are Christmas lights, and, but I've seen a map for the layout of the city. It's very much like Arkham City, and it's split into 2 sections, Old Gotham and New Gotham. And, you know, Batman's suit looks a little bit different, and, you know, the biggest thing, though, is that, unfortunately, Kevin Conroy will not be reprising his role as Batman, which pisses me off to no end. It sucks because, oh, we want a younger version of Batman, and there's no way that Kevin Conroy can do a younger version. Bullshit! If you've ever seen Batman Gotham Knights, Kevin Conroy can do a younger version of Batman. My fucking God, Warner Brothers. You're gonna let someone else voice the character when Kevin Conroy has been your bread and butter for 20 some odd years? Fuck you guys. Seriously. Fuck all of you. For fucking sake. I mean, seriously. That doesn't make any sense. I suppose if Mark Hamill says he wants to come back and do the Joker, you're gonna say, fuck that. You know, and matter of fact, Sir Owen is pulling up the trailer right now, and I'm sure he'll be pretty impressed with what he sees. But anyway, that's what my Will-Ditorial this week is about. It was sort of going to be about a little bit about the teaser trailer, but I thought I would reference the other games in case you guys needed a rehash. And again, Arkham Origins drops October 25th, just in time for Halloween, which is a little odd considering that they want the game to be set at Christmas, but, you know, I guess they figure that a lot of people will be ordering the game for Christmas. It's and the full trailer will be released on May 20th. So we've got another trailer incoming, which is going to be awesome. I have a feeling. So maybe we'll get some dialogue. Maybe we'll see a little bit more about, you know, what Black Mask's grand scheme is for Batman, and you know, and it should be very, very interesting. And I'm looking forward to it. And I really hope that Warner Brothers doesn't, you know, fuck things up like they have a tendency to do. And yes, I realize I've cursed a lot in this video, but I don't give two flying shits. You know, Warner Brothers has pissed me off before, and I swear to God, if they ever fucking do it again, I will boycott. Fucking bastards. Anyway, I know I'm getting a little. It's kind of like the Filbert thing. I'm steaming up my own glasses. Anyway. Rocco's Modern Life. There, I see what I did there.
Yes.
Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to me rant about the Batman games and about Arkham Origins. I think it's going to be great. I'll have to check out the full trailer and let you guys know what my thoughts are on that. I don't know how much we'll get because, you know, with games like these, they don't want to reveal everything. They want to kind of keep things secret so you can keep yourself guessing, and, you know, keep the fans guessing and not give away everything. But who knows? Maybe they're wrong about this Kevin Conroy thing. Maybe Kevin Conroy will end up voicing Batman and we're all being duped. Who knows? Because Kevin Conroy did say that he was voicing a game. He's some months back he said it doesn't have a name, but it has a number. And who knows? Maybe Rocksteady's working on a sequel to Arkham City as we speak. So hopefully we'll find out the answers to some of these questions. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, my Twitter is @WPadden. I'm also on Facebook, and once again, hope you guys have enjoyed listening to me talk about Batman, and have enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed talking about it. It's, you know, Batman's a character I'm very passionate about, and when it's not done right, it pisses me off, plain and simple. But until next time, guys, I'll be back with another Will-Ditorial, and it'll probably be about the trailer for Arkham Origins, let you guys know how that is. So until next time, YouTube, I'll catch you guys later.